There is one special thing that Chris Pratt and Denzel Washington, they have one special thing in common. They are working with the two same dudes who did work together before in the Newton Boys. Pretty cool fun fact to know, huh? Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka BoobUp97. This is my review for today. And today I finally got another movie review, ladies and dudes. And this is going to be a happy-go-lucky one. I finally found the movie that is really one of my main hopes that one of these days I would love to do for a movie review. And yes, this movie is truly based by the 1960s film called The Magnificent Seven. Does anybody remember The Magnificent Seven? You know, the 1960s film? And yes, it is truly based by that 1950s film called The Seven Samurai. Yeah, I did see that movie. I saw parts of it here or there. I did remember the part at the end that did feature in a sad note. But overall, this is the remake of the film, and they decided to do it differently. And I don't mind a very different version of the story. So yep, my next movie review is The Magnificent Seven. And I told you I want to do another movie review that featured Chris Pratt, our independent actor. And we gotta pay our respects to this guy no matter what. We gotta salute him no matter what. And yes, it featured Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and some other dudes I don't know of. I only know those 4 out of 7, if you know what I mean. So finally, let's head on to the most important movie review I really want to do for quite some time, I guess. So, here is my movie review of the 2016 version of Magnificent Seven. So, let's get on to the main plot of the story. It's a story about this really rough and tough cowboy dude named Sam Chisel who has to hire 6 other men to, help him out, to take care of a town who needs help right away, and also take care of this evil mad dude who took over this town for a couple of weeks or so. So they have to put all these things together and just take care of that evil dude once and for all, along with the other dudes who are going to be there in the whole entire battle. That's all I could say about the main plot of the story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie called The Magnificent Seven? And yes, it's a remake. Overall, this is one of the best remake movies I have ever seen my whole entire life. And they really did do this movie justice. I mean, this movie is so darn well done. It's very well detailed. And also, the best thing about this movie that I love the best is so many fun facts to be found. And I'll tell you that part in a moment. I will say it had a very good storyline, has likable characters, beautiful cinematography, and yeah, the last and final time we're ever going to hear a great score by the great James Horner. Sadly to say, it has really good casting. I love the sceneries and highlight moments of the film, and yeah, it had one of the best climactical feels I have ever seen in movie history. One of the best climax movies I have ever seen in a good Western film. That's for sure. So, Anyway, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of the Magnificent Seven. So, here is my strongest points for Magnificent Seven. Has to go to so many fun facts to be found. And yeah, this deserves to be one of the most easiest movies I have ever found that has great fun facts. So yeah, the first fun fact I will tell you about is Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. You remember these two? They did work together in a previous film called The Training Days. And yes, ladies and dudes, I heard that The Training Days deserves to be one of the most overrated movies of all time. Surprisingly to say. And yes, I did see Training Days, but I only saw bits and pieces of it here and there on TV. I haven't watched the whole movie, to tell you the truth. And yes, they did work with the same director again who did this film. And another fun fact is from Chris Pratt and Vincent D'Onofrio. They also worked together in Jurassic World. Chris Pratt played the protagonist, while Vincent D'Onofrio played the villain. And now let's head on to the most coolest, surprising fun fact that everybody needs to know about this film. Something that Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt, they have one special thing in common. Just one special thing only. And it's about Ethan Hawke and Vincent D'Onofrio. These two dudes, they did work together before in a previous film. And I'll show it to you right now. They worked together in this film called The Newton Boys. And there's Vincent D'Onofrio and Ethan Hawke. Yes, they played brothers in this underrated classic. I mean, I miss watching this film so darn much. I'll have to find a DVD of it and rewatch this movie all over again. Maybe one of these days I would love to do it for a movie review. I mean, this is something that nobody had never noticed about. Seeing these two actors, they did work together in a previous film. And yeah, the saddest fun fact we should all know, this is the final composing score that James Horner have ever made. I think he did the Amazing Samurai theme. I think that was his last score that he ever made before the time of his passing. And sadly, these other two dudes, whoever they are, they're going to be the ones to take his place, to take care of the rest of the score on his behalf. It's a sad shame to know. So yep, the strongest points for this movie are the great fun facts to be found. And now let's go on to the weakest points of the film. I will have to go with 2 weak points. Just 2. I will say the movie is it has a little bit of rushy moments around the 50-minute time of the film. I wish if they could have 1 or 2 scenes in the film, that way the movie can slow down just a little bit. After, all the 7 dudes were found. And also, another weak point is, I wish there was a part where the leader should say that was in the previous, the story of the 7 Samurai, and also the Magnificent Seven, the original. I wish there was a scene in the movie where he said that we lost the fight and the winners are the farmers. I mean, it sucks they did not add that part in there, and that was the most important part of the story. That was in the end. Something that will feature in a bittersweet note. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil too much about the ending, about which one of these dudes who did survive from the battle, and which ones who did not survive from the battle. Now that's something I'm not allowed to spoil who's who. So, I'm not allowed to spoil that part at all, if you know what I mean. And now let's go on to the characters of the film. I'll go with the two characters who are truly the best parts about the movie for me. The first character I want to talk about is Sam Chisel, played by Denzel Washington. I will say he's one of the best protagonists I have ever seen in this whole entire movie. I mean, he had a great storyline, he has a great personality and attitude, he's a very strong leader to these guys, and he had a good character development and chemistry with one of those guys in the film. And I really do feel sorry for Sam Chisel for having a tragic past, since they did explain it around at the close end of the film. Something we did not see coming. So he's a really cool character overall. And the other character I want to talk about is Jack Horns, played by Vincent D'Onofrio. And we remembered him. He played the villain from the first Men in Black movie. And also, he was in an oh great and mighty Liam Neeson film called Run All Night. He played a private detective in that film. I really love Jack Horns. I will say he's truly the most funniest member in the whole entire group, and this guy gives me a good laugh. Yeah, the best part about this guy is his dialogues. His dialogues are so darn hilarious, and I can't stop laughing about it. Yeah, he played a really funny guy who has a really cool, funny accent. I just love him to death. And yeah, I do like Chris Pratt's character. I will say he did a pretty good job of playing a character who's very darn cocky. In a good way. And I do like Ethan Hawke's character because this poor guy had a tragic storyline as well. And as for the others, they were pretty good as well, but we only know a little bit about them. That's all I could say. And now let's head on to my final thoughts of Magnificent Seven, the 2016 version. Overall, the Magnificent Seven deserves to be one of the best movies I have ever seen that featured in a remake. I will say it had a very good storyline. The characters are very darn likable. It has great sceneries and highlight moments of the film. It has good action scenes, good drama, very good score. And rest in peace to James Horner. And also very good casting as well. It's a very good remake film to watch. And I decided to give this film a 9 out of 10. Please see this movie to believe it. And yeah, another good thing about this film that I love the best is so many good fun facts to be found. So remember that, ladies and dudes. Remember that. And that's my whole entire movie review of Magnificent Seven. So join me next time for more movie reviews to come. Like this one. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I'm gonna do this movie review in August. And I do hope and pray at the end of July, if somebody will upload it on YouTube, I really want to see Rurouni Kenshin, The Beginning, the live action version of Samurai X Trust and Betrayal. And finally, I got some good news for all of you. One of the most important movie reviews I really am dying to do, and it will come on this August. Finally, I'm gonna review this movie at long last. The other Miyazaki film that I haven't done yet. So yes, another movie review I'm going to do is Porco Rosso. And I finally found the film at long last. It's gonna be in another website somewhere, so I can watch the whole movie all over again. Thank you, God. Thank you. So, be prepared for my next movie reviews to come later on in the end of August. Well, somewhere around in August and the end of July. So, that is it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.